On today's show, veterans serve veterans through fishing and fellowship. A windy Lake Superior day brings an unexpected twist for kayakers.
There's a loon. See the little periscope head sticking up?
Oh, you gotta have cheese.
And a campfire recipe that keeps kids happy on outdoor adventures.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
Up first today, Travis Frank meets a soldier on a mission.
An assignment to change lives, one fish catch at a time.
Steve Gillespie can't hide his favorite colors. He's painted them on nearly everything he owns.
We've got 8 pontoons that are red, white, and blue right now. We still got a few more that we have to build.
Steve, when he gives blood, it comes out red, white, and blue.
Steve's an Army veteran that served in Vietnam. Today he's on a new mission to change lives.
Well, I call it a labor of love.
He also calls it Veterans on the Water.
It's kind of hard to notice us. There's veterans on the water on everything, and yeah, red, white, and blue. That's what we are.
They are veterans serving veterans through fishing. Each trip begins by honoring those that have paid the ultimate price.
Let us bow our heads for a moment of silence in remembrance of our fallen veterans.
Veterans, tank, hook!
Bill Lee, Army. Waldo Reason, Army. James Burbeck, Army. Jarrett Piotr, Army.
That's tough sometimes.
Veterans, order on! Fallout.
And then from there, we'll be taking off and then we'll be going out fishing.
Well, gentlemen, are we ready for a good day of fishing?
Veterans on the Water. It's free fishing trips for any vet. You don't even have to have served in a war. You raised your right hand and you gave service to this country. You can come fishing.
Welcome aboard!
Steve began offering free fishing trips to veterans back in 2015. Now he takes one trip every week.
Okay, this is the point where we want to stop.
Hummingbird says they're hungry. Get your lines in the water.
We don't know what we're doing, but we're fish magnets.
Oh,
You gotta mount that one.
Yeah, the fish are biting, but on this boat, fish really are just a bonus.
I have PTSD, and a lot of us do. And it's good therapy for us, being out there. It's helped a lot of us. When we get out there, they open up. They start talking about things that they've never talked about for years. And we just have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, I got one.
That's the one I threw back in.
No, it was not.
We've got guys out there that are talking now more than they've ever talked about anything.
Talking ultimately leads to healing. Healing leads to laughter, especially when there's bragging rights on the line.
There we go. That looks like a good one.
it's a camaraderie, you know, talking, telling stories.
We have common grounds.
That's why Steve's friends support his mission.
And I says, whatever I can do. I do a lot of volunteering. I've got the time and I enjoy it. I figured America give me what I'm after, and I'm going to help the rest of my vets and people to the best of my knowledge.
Oh! That positive attitude in Steve's small town print shop keep this mission afloat.
Another keeper.
We're doing 250 plus trips this year, and next year we'd like to do 500.
What he does out here is he cares about the vets. That's, you know, he didn't have to do this. He saw a need and got us going.
I'm here for Steve. Steve's here for the vets. We all are, and yep, it's a good organization.
Veterans on the Water, a noble service from a man that bleeds red, white, and blue.
Coming up, paddlers brave North Shore weather. This kayak tour comes with plenty of surprises.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Aluma Trailers, Ice Castle Fish House and RV, and by Coors Light.
Up next, a Lake Superior tour in kayaks. But keep in mind, North Shore weather can change plans quickly. Ron Sharon knows all about it.
Large waves crashing the shore of Lake Superior. Might be a relaxing sound to hear, but not from a kayak.
Seeing the whitecaps on Superior this morning, it's like, I don't think I want a kayak.
Yeah, it was pretty windy and the waves were pretty big, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, it looked more like surfing than kayaking.
On days like this one, Stone Harbor Wilderness Supply changes with the wind.
I like to take people inland because of the beauty of the inland lakes. You've got 360 degrees of beautiful scenery. You've got wildlife, you've got less people, you've got less cabin.
Oh, wow.
It looks a little different than Lake Superior, doesn't it?
Oh,
White caps.
I don't see white caps.
White caps. It was a little wavy on Lake Superior, so we thought we'd try one of the inland lakes. So we loaded up the trailers and drove to Two Island Lake. The trip is a go. I was looking at the water, and opposed to Lake Superior, Two Island Lake was looking pretty calm. So it's going to be a wonderful day on the water. Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris. Once again, this is Maddie. Before we go out on the water, we like to talk about three things. The first thing is the equipment. The second thing is a little bit about the lake itself. And the third thing is just some things that have to do with safety.
With that, everyone is 100% ready to go.
First time kayaking, first time on the North Shore. This will be an adventure.
Oh, and one with surprises.
It's called Two Island Lake, but it's kind of a misnomer because there are actually 18 islands on it. I'm gonna get you closer to the water.
Okay.
Not so close that you'll get your feet wet,
Okay.
but you can go ahead and climb in. No matter how experienced you are or how long you've been doing this, there is no graceful way to get in and out of a kayak.
I'm learning that. Okay.
Time to launch.
Are you ready?
Blast off.
All right.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, fine. Yeah. So nice that it's not blistering hot.
One of the perks, paddling on smaller lakes.
We see a lot of wildlife here. A couple years ago, there was a moose and her calf that were out on one of the bays that we'll be going to. And pretty confident we'll see eagles today and loons. There's a loon. See the little periscope head sticking up?
And cherishing the quiet.
One thing I'd like to do is have everybody stop paddling for just a minute and appreciate the silence. And once we get a couple bays down, we're going to just listen for a moment, and you won't be able to hear anything except the birds and the wind. And if you're coming from one of the more urban areas, it's really kind of a striking experience.
Kayaking is just quiet, peaceful. You look at the scenery and you relax and just meditate. I love it.
And nothing beats a pretty surprise from Mother Nature.
Oh, lilies, water lilies. Oh, this is beautiful. Water lilies. That's a treat.
We're from Des Moines, Iowa, so we don't have these beautiful lakes up here. These are really nice and clean and clear. We got great landscape all around up here.
Seeing things from a new lens.
it does offer a different perspective. There are a lot of landmarks that you see from land time and time again, but they look just entirely different once you're on the water and you're looking at them. There's kind of a powerful peacefulness out on the water that you can experience that you don't get anywhere else.
An unexpected start.
I woke up this morning pretty nervous. The Superior is beautiful, but with the white caps, I wondered for my first time if I'd be able to actually navigate on the water. So I was nervous.
With a good ending.
This is just the perfect day for this.
Still ahead, we dive back in time with these underwater hunters. But first, a simple outdoor recipe fit for kiddo campers.
All right, let's open this guy up.
Closed captioning provided by Star Bank.
Hi everybody, today we're doing some campfire cooking. I'm here with Sarah Harsey with Three Rivers Park District. And Sarah, I understand we're doing a recipe for kids young and old today?
Yes, our #1 seller, Pizzarito.
Pizzaritos, is that a combination of a pizza and a burrito?
It is, and they are so good. Like everybody here loves them.
All right, well what are the first steps getting started?
First thing we need is we'll each get a square of foil and add our tortilla.
All right.
Take our tortillas and we'll just set them right in the middle.
One tortilla. All right, I'm gonna do a little pizza sauce.
Yep, nice little daub in the middle. And then we have all kinds of ingredients. Got some pepperoni, some cheese, onions are my favorite, some green olives and a little basil just to fancy it up.
I'm gonna start with the pepperoni. I could see why this would be a kid favorite if you're camping, and very easy to do, all these ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna add some olives. I do like olives. All right, and we have some onion. How many kids go for onion at your camps?
Surprisingly, quite a few.
Really?
So yes, we do there are veggie lover kids out there.
And my favorite ingredient, basil, straight from the garden. And last but not least,
oh, you gotta have cheese.
You gotta have cheese.
Yes. And a little cheese is good, but a lot of cheese is even better. And then you'll just kind of take the sides and roll them in, just like you're doing a burrito. So we've done the pizza part, now we're to the burrito part. And then any which way you like to do your foil, kids at camp, just give it a good crumple. Other people like the fold method.
I'm gonna go with the folding method.
Get real fancy, you can make it into a swan.
It's true. All right, is the pizzarito ready for the flames?
It is ready for the flames. So we're gonna stick our pizzaritos in there. I would just put them directly on the coals. And then about 5 to 10 minutes, keep an eye on them, give them a little check every once in a while. As soon as that cheese is melted,
dinner is served.
Dinner is served. Are you ready for the reveal?
I am.
Oh, this is always the moment.
All right, let's open this guy up. That looks delicious.
That looks great. Corners.
Golden perfection. An easy, simple pizzarito recipe that everyone will love. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you were here today.
Thanks for showing us.
Hey everybody, Bill Shirk, the man about the woods on behalf of Rapid Marine Group. You know, stopping the spread of invasives is not only the right thing to do, it's our obligation as boat owners. There are a couple of things every time you pull the boat out you need to do. Obviously you're pulling plugs, you're draining live wells, ballast tanks, pulling weeds off the trailer, but I want to show you one other area where your boat stores a lot of water. Watch this. Once I pull out, I always drop the motor all the way down and watch what happens. Look at all that water that comes out. I will literally let this drain for about 2 minutes. And I will tell you that the DNR attendants at launches and conservation officers, they are trained to watch for this. If you don't do this, they may swing by and pay you a visit. Once it's done, make darn sure, before you leave, you put it back up and brace. There is a lot of water that we just drained out. Our boat is now safe and ready for transport. Straight ahead, a Minnesota-bound classic takes explorers to the depths of our lakes.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Mouse Mix and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Up next, we go back in time as Ron Schara documents a summer hunt.
A search for the good and bad in our underwater world.
That looks like it's ready. Going to be a good day this morning.
A good day to go hunting underwater. Hunting a Minnesota lake bottom for a couple of things. One man's junk and another man's treasure.
Old Schmidt can. MNBC. Made by American Bottle Company. Let's see. Jesse the Buddy, look out.
Jim Whittick and his son Jim Jr. have a hobby of finding on lake bottoms what never should have been lost or tossed.
Mushroom anchors. We get Danforth anchors occasionally, and generally the pragmatic Minnesotans, they use just about anything heavy in their garage to use as a boat anchor.
The bottom of one lake in the Twin Cities is a motherlode of historic litter.
These two baskets represent our first 4 dives this year in Lake Johanna. It kind of gives people an idea of the fact that while we talk a lot about environmental problems today, in reality, people have been using lakes for disposal of their bottles and cans and refuge, literally for 50, 75, 100 years. We kept on finding all of these kind of unique things that we had no idea were at the bottom of the lakes, and we'd pull them up. And at first it was just 1 or 2, and eventually it got to be hundreds.
It's amazing. I had no idea the stuff that was in the bottom of the lakes, or, you know, the garbage and everything that we find. It's just amazing.
Probably the most interesting the thing that I've found to date, a fellow diver from work and I were diving in Lake Calhoun. We were not too far from shore on the west side of the lake when I happened to find a live 61mm mortar round. So I put it in a basket that I was pulling behind me on the surface, returned and called 911. They recovered it with the bomb squad, took it out, and as they say, countercharged it, blew it up.
I'm just a diver. I don't consider myself a treasure hunter. I don't, you know, I guess an environmentalist a little bit. I think that we have a responsibility to clean up. I mean, if we're down there, you know, when we first started diving, we found all this trash, garbage, you know, and it's like, what do you do with it? So we started bringing it with us.
We many times find other things that really should be taken out of the lakes. Things like tires, car batteries. That's probably the thing that Jim and I, when we find one of these, makes us the most disappointed in our fellow Minnesotans.
And we, anglers, boaters, and you know who you are, we should remember every litter bit sinks.
Now that is pretty cool to see.
Absolutely. Well, that about does it for us this week. If you happen to miss one of our shows, don't forget you can always find our episodes online at YouTube.
Until next week, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. To get more Minnesota Bound, including full episodes, go to mnbound.com. And to follow our latest adventures, like us on Facebook.